We'll simulate that we're in the confined space. So what Andy's going to do, he's going to slide the stretcher over underneath the hole. The pulley will be down at the level we need it to be in. The carabiner at the bottom of the end of the pulley will be clipped into the lifting bridle of the sked, and you must be sure that the straps on the sked are secure enough or tight enough around the patient that when you lift it, it doesn't collapse the sked. You'll notice when you lift it now, the sked will not collapse. It'll work very, very nicely. And you raise your patient. Notice how I'm using my arms to pull the rope. There's a better method. I'll show you that now. We take the rescue stirrup that has the ascender attached to it, clip the ascender onto the rope, take the short end of the rescue stirrup and clip it into the D-ring on your harness, and this will protect you in case you happen to fall. It'll keep you from falling to your death. Place your foot into one of the loops on the rescue stirrup and use your leg muscles to pull and raise the ascender with your hand, and this will make it very easy to lift the stretcher. We'll show that a little bit better here in just a couple of seconds. Okay, we're bringing him up out of the hole, and notice I have my foot in the stirrup and my hand on the ascender. Once again, I clip the short end into my harness for my protection. Now I can use my leg muscles and pull down on the stretcher or on the rope, and the stretcher will come up, and this gives us a nice straight pull, and it prevents us from going outside the triangle of the chain and makes it much easier for everybody. Once the stretcher is out of the hole, I want to make it safer to operate around that area. When nobody is down in the hole anymore, we'll put the cover back on the hole to prevent somebody from falling in accidentally. And I'll do that. If the patient is very urgent, we would probably not take the time to cover the hole, but if it is not critical as far as time is concerned, take the time to cover the hole. It just makes it safer for you. Now lift the stretcher and pull it out towards the edge of the triangle, and we'll lower the stretcher to where the patient can be laying on the ground. Once we have it lower, we can pull the foot end of the stretcher outside the chain, because the most of the weight of the patient is in the chest area, and if we are very careful, we can lower this down and never cause any tipping of the tripod. And before you pull on the cord to release the cam, pull down on the rope on the ascender, then pull the cord, and that releases the teeth from the rope. Otherwise you'll damage your rope. Lower it down to where you can get the carabiner loose. Disconnect it, and at that point we're going to free up the handle end of the drag strap so that we can use it, because we no longer need it to hold the head end over the patient. Lay the rope across the patient's chest, and then one or two people can drag the stretcher over to a gurney or to an ambulance or whatever you're using for transport. We've attached a safe working load chart to the leg of the tripod, and if you notice, there are 4 columns. In the first column there are letters A through F. These are the hole positions that correspond with the letters on the outside of the lower leg. On the third column, you'll see numbers 119 and down. That is the height of the tripod in inches. We're approximately 10 feet at 119 inches, and that proof load was 5,280 pounds. In the fourth column, we've taken 10% of the proof load for your safe working load, so you have a safe working load of 528 pounds. If you 528 pounds is the weakest position you'll find on this tripod. As you lower the tripod each time, you drop it 5 inches for each adjustment hole, and each time you gain at least 1,000 pounds. So each time 10% of that is taken for your safe working load. When you get down to 8 feet high at hole F, the proof load is 9,500 pounds, and you have a 950 pound safe working load. You can put 2 people on the tripod as long as you do not exceed the safe working load. Before you collapse the tripod, remove the Petzl ascender that has the rescue stirrup attached to it, and put it aside so that it doesn't get lost or damaged. And it may be more convenient to raise that lower pulley all the way up, and then when you lower the tripod it doesn't bang into anybody. So when you have 3 people, each person will take one leg. They'll move the legs inward, disconnect the chain, and pull it out from the holes in the feet. If you pull it slowly, then the links don't get crossed on the outside of the hole, and you don't struggle with it. Now you move the legs inward, pull the pin out of the hole, and each person will hold the upper leg so it can't fall. Once the pin is out, together you lower the tripod, move the legs inward, and that allows the tripod to come down all the way, and put the pin in at hole level L, which is the lowest level, and then secure the hairpin clip and disconnect the rescue hauler. At that time, lay the tripod down, be sure the pins in the legs are secure. Then you move the legs to the center where they're all together, and once again you turn the pointed end of the foot to where it's pointing upward towards the head of the tripod, and then you bring the legs together. And like I said before, if you put the retainer strap around the lower leg